Hey Sam, had a couple follow-up thoughts that I wanted to show you with the screen. So first of all, with Desmos, you can if you're on a screen that you can just kind of drag around. That's always great. If you're on a Chromebook, you can also click on the little wrench and set up your X and Y axis. So here I've already kind of dragged it the way I like, but if I was going to set it up from scratch using like a Chromebook, I could say I want my x-axis to go from, let's say, -2 to 2. It's going to be a tight x-axis, and really that's all I really care about right now, because I wanted to demonstrate that idea of being between -1 and 1 and how you can use Desmos to kind of represent that. So over here, now that I've kind of got a scale the way I like it, I can put into Desmos, well, what does -1 less than x less than +1 look like? And that'll kind of give you the graphic of, oh yeah, -0.5 or +0.5 is in my graph, or +2/3 and -2/3 is in my graph. But that's the way that it's contained. So that's just like might be a good visual for you that you can use. Hopefully fairly simple once you know how to navigate Desmos. I'm not sure. We can talk about if you do know how to navigate Desmos, or some tips and tricks that maybe we can share with each other. Also wanted to show you if you wanted to give a graphic. I think I said, or at least I hope this is the way I said it. If you have a negative number raised to an integer exponent, like I think you had -3 raised to the power 10, and I said, oh, because 10 is even, you're going to have a positive result. So let's let Desmos show us that. So I said, all right, Sam, give me a number, and we'll give your variable s for Sam. Started off Sam's example, -1. We'll set up a little slider that says, all right, well, Sam, you can give, doesn't have to be super simple. It can be -1, but you can say anything between, our example, between -10 and -1. And we'll step by 1. It doesn't have to be. It's just going to be easy to kind of graph it and think about it. And we'll say Fauntleroy is going to pick an exponent. So we'll say Fauntleroy. Again, we'll set up the steps. And we'll just go from 1 to 10 for Fauntleroy. One at a time. All right, so that's just setting up the variables. Really what we want to show is that if we take Sam's number s, which we know we set up as being negative. In fact, we're going to go from -10 to 1 as we pick through some examples. And we raise it to the power of f, the number Fauntleroy is going to pick. Whoops, I don't think I got the exponent right. To the power of, right there, to the power of f. So in the first example, Sam says s is -1. Sam's number is -1. Fauntleroy says, okay, let's raise it to the power of 1. And the result is -1. And then as Fauntleroy says, well, what happens if the exponent is 2? Well, that means we're multiplying again by that same negative number, and the result becomes positive. If I raise my exponent, the value of f, to an odd number, that means we're multiplying by a negative number again, and it goes to, the result is negative. Then back to positive, to negative, to positive. And it doesn't have to be negative. It doesn't have to be -1. We could pick any negative number like -6 or -4, or and this doesn't have to be an integer either. Any negative number, let's say -7. And again, we say -7 to the power of 1 is -7. To go to the power of 2, we'd have to multiply by -7 again. A negative times a negative gives me a positive. To go to the next exponent is going to go from an even numbered exponent to an odd number exponent, 3. And we did that by multiplying by a negative number. Multiply by a negative number again, we go back to a positive 2401. Multiply by a negative number again, we go to a negative 16,807. All right, so we can see that it basically, as we the exponent goes increases, it goes from negative to positive to positive. It goes from negative to positive to negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive. It's alternating. Odd exponents are giving me those negative numbers. Even exponents are giving me positive values. Hope I said that right.